Joeli, you won 2 entries in last year's contest. What was it like to enter?
It was one of the first things I'd ever entered, and so it was nerve-wracking, and I kind of did it because my daughter, who's much younger than me, obviously, is totally fearless about writing, and she and her friends are always saying, "Oh, I did this and I did that," but I'd always been a little bit afraid. So I thought, well, maybe this would be a good time to actually. It's local, it's close, so I thought I would try.
Did you have a favourite part of it?
Certainly, it was that night. Both my daughters were there, and I was there with 2 women from my writing group. There were just 3 of us, and another gal from my writing group won also. So that was thrilling. Just looking out at my daughters, I was just totally surprised, and it was really joyful. It was really fun. Yeah.
And was it good to receive the prize? What was it like walking across the stage?
It was probably the closest I'm ever going to get to that Academy Award feeling of
oh my!
Well, when we had to stand on the stage and they had to say, and this third, the people who I was with, they were so great, and I'd met them beforehand, so it was really fun. I didn't really care if I won or not. It was just such a fun evening, and everyone in the audience and everyone who's there is there because they all love writing. So
they do, yeah.
That's a great environment.
Did you do anything with your winning stories?
No, I haven't done anything with them. They did help to keep me motivated. It's hard to stay motivated when you don't. I don't have an agent. I'm working on a project, but I don't have a book out or anything like that. And sometimes when you're just working on your own at home. I work full time, I have a business, I have children. It gets a bit tricky and you think, why am I doing this? So it helped me stay motivated all this past year.
So what would be your inspiration as a writer?
Well, I would say I've always written since I was little, but I never would call myself a writer, ever. And I've always felt like maybe there was a little bit of ego around that. I never wanted to just say, oh, I'm a writer. I don't know why. I just felt self-conscious about it. And then, like I said, my daughter, who at the time was 13, was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go write this and that. And I thought, well, what kind of an example am I to her if I'm always like, well, I might write something. So my inspiration lately has been my daughter and how she's a writer and she's doing a writing program this summer. And I feel like it gave me a lot of freedom to kind of say, oh yeah, me too. It doesn't have to be published or amazing. I can just do it because it's fun and I like it.
So do you think having the writing contest motivated you further?
Absolutely. It made me feel, for one thing, like there are a lot of people in this area and in this world who like doing what I like to do but aren't necessarily New York Times bestselling authors. That felt really great. The next day, I felt like a lot of people came up and chatted with me who were like, oh, I've known you for a long time, I didn't know that you wrote, or I write about this, how did you do that? And that's a really nice back and forth that you don't usually get when you're just at home in your office or on your laptop somewhere.
Which leads me to think it was good to have it part of the conference.
Absolutely. It was really, sorry. This is my cat. He's part of this too.
He's a muse.
He is my muse. He sits on my lap and gets in my way sometimes. So I think having it be a part of the conference is just so obviously beneficial. There are people there on both sides of the fence, writers and also people who want to be writers, and it's really fun too. And you don't often, I have a job, full-time job, most of us do, get to spend that much time just focused on the art of writing and the life of a writer. So it's very interesting to be immersed in that, even if it's just for a day or two.
It's lovely. It's a very concentrated immersion and it's like rarefied.
Yes, and it's also very Central Coast. To me, it's very low key. It's not pretentious. You don't feel, it just feels very like what I love about the Central Coast, which is we're a super low key place and very welcoming. I like that.
What advice would you give other writers entering for the contest?
I don't know if I could give any advice to writers, except that my writing group, I had a very small writing group and now we're only 2, but it was really helpful to bounce the work off of each other, and all of us were submitting, so we all were in the same mode. So I think if you have some people that you can bounce things off of and give them feedback too, it makes it really fun, and it was super productive for me. I definitely changed my pieces based on their feedback.
Oh wow, good.
Yeah.
Will you enter this year?
I worked on a couple of pieces. Last year was so wonderful. I kind of feel like I can't even imagine having it be that wonderful again, but I'm definitely planning to go to the conference. But I will submit, and I'm going to do flash fiction and short fiction as well.
Oh.
And my daughter might submit too.
Oh, good. It's going to be amazing. So
Yeah.
we're going to make it amazing, and people like
It was
you make
last
it
year.
amazing.
Oh, thank you.
What do you think of the theme?
It's interesting. I'm not, it doesn't roll off my tongue. Like the final word is not something that I would necessarily say, which I think is good. If it was the final say, I think it would be different. But because it wasn't something that I would normally say, it's been freeing. It didn't tie me into something right off the bat. I really had to think about it, and it can apply to a lot of situations. So the two pieces I've worked on so far are completely, totally different.
Wonderful.
And approach it differently. So I think you're going to get such a wide variety of entries, which I think will be really interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. We all are. So, well, thank you for that, and
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you on that stage again.
Oh, thank you. I don't know about that, but I definitely will be in the audience. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.